Have you ever stopped to think about how many hours of your life you waste trying to clean the grease stuck to your kitchen cabinets? That dirt that seems to never come off, no matter how much you scrub? What if I told you there's a way to completely degrease your cabinets in just 1 hour using things you already have at home? Well, my friend, today I'm going to show you 12 incredible secrets that will transform your life in the kitchen. Most people spend years struggling, spending money on expensive products that promise miracles, but in the end don't work properly. The problem is that nobody teaches the right technique, the simple tricks that really make a difference. And look, if you don't learn this today, you'll continue wasting your precious time, energy, and money on things that don't work. But don't worry, because by the end of this video, you'll discover practical, tested, and approved methods that will make you look at your cabinets and think, how did I not know this before? Get ready, because your cleaning routine will never be the same again. Tip 1. The power of hot water with detergent. It seems too simple to be true, doesn't it? But let me explain why this is the first secret you need to know. The grease that sticks to kitchen cabinets is stubborn because it hardens over time and with temperature changes. When you cook, that oily steam rises and sticks to everything, especially the doors and sides of the cabinets. Then it cools, hardens, and becomes that yellowish crust that seems impossible to remove. But here's the trick. Very hot water, almost boiling, has the power to soften this grease again. It's like going back in time and catching it while it's still fresh. Now, when you combine this hot water with a few drops of neutral detergent, you create a perfect combination. The detergent breaks down the grease molecules, while the hot water dissolves everything. To do this the right way, take a basin or bucket, fill it with very hot water, add 3 or 4 drops of detergent, and mix slowly. Next, dampen a clean cloth in this mixture, wring it out well so it's not dripping, and wipe the cabinets in circular motions. You'll see the grease come off instantly like magic. The benefit? You don't need to use force, it doesn't scratch the cabinet surface, and best of all, it's cheap. Everyone has water and detergent at home. This method works especially well on wooden, MDF, and Formica cabinets. Just be careful not to soak the cloth too much, because excess water can damage some materials. The secret is to use a damp cloth, never a wet one. And look at this. If you do this once a week, you won't even let the grease accumulate. Then your cleaning will take 15 minutes, not hours. Think about it. How much time have you wasted scrubbing hard and seeing no results? With this technique, you save time, save physical energy, and take better care of your furniture. And there's more. You can use this same mixture to clean the stove, the outside of the refrigerator, and even those stains that appear on the walls near the sink. It's a versatile method that solves several problems at once. So write this down. Hot water and dish soap is your new best friend in the kitchen. Tip 2. Baking soda with white vinegar. Now let's move on to the second secret, and this one is truly powerful. You've probably heard of baking soda and vinegar, but do you know how to use them together correctly? Many people mix the two and apply it directly to the cabinet, but listen, that's not the best way. I'm going to teach you the correct method that really works. Baking soda is a mild abrasive, which means it helps loosen dirt without scratching the surface. White vinegar is acidic, so it cuts through grease and also disinfects. When you combine the two, that foamy chemical reaction occurs, and it's precisely this reaction that will work in your favor. But pay attention. The right way to do it is as follows. First, you make a paste with the baking soda. Take about 3 tablespoons of baking soda and add water little by little, stirring until it forms a thick paste, like the consistency of toothpaste. Then you take this paste and spread it on the greasiest parts of the cabinet, those darker stuck-on stains. Let it sit for about 5 minutes. This time is important because the baking soda will start to loosen the grease. Then after those 5 minutes, You take a spray bottle with pure white vinegar and spray it over the baking soda paste. It will foam, it will make a little noise, and that's exactly what you want. This foam is working for you, penetrating the grease and dissolving it. Let it foam for about 2 minutes and then take a damp cloth and start cleaning everything. You'll be surprised at the amount of dirt that comes out. The benefits of this method are many. First, it's completely natural. It doesn't have harsh chemicals that can harm you or your family. Second, it's super cheap. Baking soda and vinegar cost very little. Third, it works even on the oldest and most stubborn grease. I've seen people who had cupboards with 10 years of accumulated grease, and with this method, they managed to make everything shine. And there's another important detail. Vinegar also eliminates that old grease smell that sometimes gets ingrained in the kitchen. You know that slightly rancid smell? Well, vinegar gets rid of that. So you're cleaning and deodorizing at the same time. Oh, and an extra tip within this tip. If the grease is really, really thick, you can repeat the process twice. The first time you loosen most of it, the second time you finish the job. And look how great, after you clean everything with this method, just wipe it with a dry cloth to finish, and you're done. Your cabinets will be smooth, without any residue, without that sticky feeling. It's so satisfying to see the result that you'll want to clean everything again just to feel that pleasure of seeing it shine. Tip 3. Lemon with coarse salt. This third secret is one of my favorites because, besides being effective, it leaves a wonderful scent in the kitchen. You'll need lemon and coarse salt, two simple ingredients that together become an unbeatable duo against grease. Let me explain the science behind it in an easy-to-understand way. Lemon has citric acid, which is a type of natural acid that's very good at cutting grease. In addition, it has antibacterial properties, meaning it kills germs while cleaning. Coarse salt, in turn, acts as an exfoliant. Those little grains help scrape away dirt without damaging the cabinets. When you combine the two, you have a powerful natural cleaning product that also leaves everything smelling great. I'll teach you how to use it. Cut a lemon in half. Take half of the lemon and dip the cut side in coarse salt so that the grains stick well to the surface. Now comes the magic. Rub this half of the lemon with salt directly onto the grease stains on the cabinets. Use circular motions with moderate pressure. You'll notice the salt gradually dissolving and the lemon juice foaming. Keep rubbing until you cover the entire greasy area. After 2 or 3 minutes of rubbing, take a damp cloth and wipe everything off. You'll see that the grease comes off easily, and best of all, it leaves a delicious fresh lemon scent. The benefits of this method are incredible. Besides deep cleaning, you're using something completely natural, without any chemicals. This is especially good if you have children or pets at home, because there's no risk if they touch the cabinets right after cleaning. Another benefit is that lemon lightens yellowish stains that grease leaves over time. You know those white cabinets that get a bit yellowed near the stove? Well, lemon helps restore the original color. And there's more. Coarse salt is a very powerful natural degreaser, even used in industrial kitchens to clean heavy equipment. So imagine the power it has in your home. Oh, and something few people know. After using lemon with salt, you can keep the lemon peel near the stove or inside a cupboard for a few hours. It will continue to release that pleasant smell and help neutralize odors. It's a way to use it until the very end. And look, if you don't have coarse salt at home, fine salt also works, but coarse salt is better because it has more abrasive power. This method is perfect for weekly cleaning because in addition to being efficient, it's quick. In 15 minutes, you can clean all the cupboards and leave the kitchen with that fresh and pleasant aroma. It's the kind of trick that once you learn it, you never forget, and it always works. Now, before I show you the fourth secret, I need to ask you something super quick. If you're enjoying these tips and want to continue receiving content like this that truly makes your life easier, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new videos. and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. Just write the name of your city. I love knowing who's on the other side of the screen learning with me. And you can also comment on which of these tips you're going to try first. Okay, I'm waiting for your comment. Now let's continue because there are still many good secrets ahead. Tip 4. Liquid or isopropyl alcohol. This fourth secret is especially powerful for that grease that has turned into a hard, shiny crust. You know that layer that you run your hand over and it feels sticky, but at the same time hard? Well, alcohol is perfect for that kind of dirt. And look, when I say alcohol, I'm talking about the common liquid alcohol you use to clean the house, or isopropyl alcohol, which is even stronger. Both work, but isopropyl alcohol is more efficient. Let me explain why alcohol works so well. It has the ability to dissolve grease and dry super fast without leaving residue. This is great because you don't need to rinse afterwards. In addition, alcohol also disinfects, killing bacteria and fungi that may be growing there in the old grease. Yes, because believe it or not, that accumulated grease can become a breeding ground for germs. Disgusting, right? But with alcohol you solve that. Now comes the practical part. Take a clean microfiber cloth, preferably, because this type of cloth is great for cleaning. Wet the cloth with liquid alcohol, but don't soak it, okay? Just wet it enough to make it thoroughly damp. Then wipe the greasy areas of the cabinet directly with this cloth. You can use back and forth or circular motions, it doesn't matter. The important thing is to cover the surface well. If the grease is very thick, you may need to go over the same spot 2 or 3 times, but usually 1 or 2 passes are enough to remove everything. After you've wiped the grease with alcohol, take another dry cloth and wipe to finish. That's it. Done. It's quick, efficient, and foolproof. The benefits are numerous. First, the alcohol dries quickly, so you don't risk leaving that dampness that can damage the cabinet material. Second, it doesn't leave a strong smell. That lingering alcohol smell disappears in a few minutes. Third, as I said, it disinfects, so in addition to being clean, your cabinet is sanitized. And there's another advantage that I think is important. Alcohol doesn't damage almost any type of surface. You can use it on wood, MDF, formica, plastic, almost anything. Just avoid using it on very delicate surfaces or those with fragile varnish, as it might stain. But in general, it works well anywhere. An extra tip I wanted to give you. If you have hand sanitizer at home, it also works. Just spread the gel on the greasy area, rub with a cloth, and then wipe. It's amazing. And look how practical. You can leave a spray bottle with alcohol in the kitchen, and whenever you finish cooking, wipe the cabinets with a cloth dampened with alcohol. This prevents grease from accumulating. It's that old saying, prevention is better than cure. Instead of letting it accumulate for months and then having to do a deep clean, you do a quick cleaning every week and that's it. You never have a problem again. So you know, alcohol is your ally in the war against stuck-on grease. It's cheap, it's easy to find, and it really works. Tip 5. Liquid coconut soap. Let's move on to the 5th secret, and this one is a classic that most people don't know how to use properly. I'm talking about liquid coconut soap. You've probably seen it at your mother's house, your grandmother's house, or even in your own home. But do you know its full potential? Let me tell you something. Coconut soap is one of the most versatile and powerful cleaning products there is, and it's great for degreasing cabinets. Coconut soap is made from natural ingredients, usually coconut oil, and has a concentrated formula that cuts through grease very easily. It's biodegradable, doesn't harm the environment, and is gentle on your hands. In other words, you can use it without fear. Now I'm going to teach you the right way to use it to clean cabinets. Take a basin of warm water. It doesn't need to be boiling, just warm. Put about 2 tablespoons of liquid coconut soap in the water and mix well until it foams. If you have bar coconut soap, that works too. Just scrape a little of the bar directly into warm water and dissolve it. Then wet a soft cloth or sponge in this mixture, wring out the excess, and gently wipe the cabinets. The soap foam will dissolve the grease and leave everything clean. After applying the mixture, it's important to rinse. Take another cloth, wet it with clean water, wring it well, and wipe again to remove the soap. If you don't rinse properly, a residue may remain that attracts more dirt. So don't skip this step, okay? The benefits of coconut soap are many. First, as I've already mentioned, it's natural and harmless. Second, it's super concentrated, so a bottle of coconut soap lasts a long time. You use a little and it goes a long way. Third, it cleans grease without damaging the cabinet material. This is important because some chemicals can dry out the wood or stain the formica. With coconut soap, you don't have this problem. And there's more. It leaves a thin protective layer on the cabinets, making it harder for grease to stick again. It's not permanent protection, but it helps. And the smell, the smell of coconut soap is mild and pleasant, not strong or cloying. Some people even think it smells like childhood, you know? That feeling of a clean and cozy home. A tip I learned from a lady who worked her whole life as a housekeeper. She always put a pinch of salt in the mixture of water and coconut soap. She said that the salt enhanced the cleaning power. And you know what? It really works. I tested it and liked it. So if you want, try adding a teaspoon of salt. Another great thing is that you can use coconut soap to clean not only cabinets, but also the sink, the stove, the floor, everything. It's a versatile product in the kitchen, so it's worth always having a bottle at home. And look, if you can't find liquid coconut soap, look in natural product stores or online. It's available in many places and it's cheap. Investing in this product is investing in healthier and more efficient cleaning for you and your family. So don't underestimate the power of coconut soap, okay? He is simple, but he works miracles. Tip 6. Homemade degreaser with orange. We've reached the 6th secret, and this one is so good you'll want to make it and keep it in a jar to use all the time. I'm talking about a homemade degreaser made with orange peels. That's right. That peel you throw away every time you eat an orange can become an incredible cleaning product. I'll teach you how to make it, and you'll be surprised. Orange peels are rich in a substance called limonene, which is a super powerful natural solvent against grease. Plus, they leave a wonderful scent, so you'll have a product that cleans and perfumes at the same time. And best of all, it's free because you're using something that would otherwise go to waste. Now let's get to the recipe. You'll need the peels of 3 or 4 oranges and a glass jar with a lid. It can be an empty canning jar, like the ones that come with jam or tomato sauce. Wash the orange peels well under running water to remove any residue. Then, place the peels inside the jar and fill it with white vinegar until everything is covered. Seal the jar tightly and let it sit for 1 or 2 weeks in a cool, dark place. I know, it seems like a long time, but it's worth the wait. During this period, the vinegar will extract all the limonene from the peels, and you'll have a powerful natural degreaser. After 2 weeks, strain the liquid, discard the peels, and put the liquid in a spray bottle. Your homemade degreaser is ready to use. Now just spray it on greasy cabinets, let it sit for a couple of minutes, and wipe with a damp cloth. The grease will come off very easily, and your kitchen will have that delicious citrus scent. The benefits of this degreaser are fantastic. Besides being eco-friendly and economical, it's very efficient. Limonene is even used in industrial cleaning products, so you're making something professional at home. And best of all, you know exactly what's in it without any strange chemicals or poison. Another benefit is that this degreaser lasts a long time. 1 bottle is enough for several cleanings. And you can make several bottles at once and store them for use over the months. Just be careful not to use it on marble or granite surfaces, because the vinegar can damage these stones. But in cabinets, there's no problem at all. And here's a cool tip. If you don't want to wait 2 weeks, you can speed up the process by heating the vinegar with the peels on the stove. Put everything in a pan. Heat over low heat for about 15 minutes without letting it boil. Then let it cool, strain it, and it's ready to use. It won't be as concentrated as the one that soaks for weeks, but it works well. And there's another advantage I can't fail to mention. This degreaser is also great for cleaning glass, mirrors, and even the bathroom. In other words, you make a product that works for the whole house. It's the kind of trick that when you learn it, you tell everyone about it because it's so good. So the next time you eat an orange, don't throw the peel away. Save it, collect several, and make your own degreaser. You'll save money, get an efficient product, and help the planet. It's a win-win situation. Tip 7. Cornstarch with water. This 7th secret might seem strange at first, but when you try it, you'll understand its power. I'm talking about using cornstarch, the same one you use to make porridge or thicken sauces to clean grease from cabinets. It sounds crazy, but it works, and I'll explain why. Cornstarch has the ability to absorb liquid and semi-solid grease. When you make a paste with it and apply it to greasy surfaces, it pulls the grease into it like a sponge. It's an old method, but super effective. I'll teach you how to do it. Take 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and put them in a small bowl. Add water little by little, stirring well until a thick, consistent paste forms. The texture should be similar to that of a cream. Now, with a spatula or your hands, spread this paste on the greasiest areas of the cabinet. You can apply a generous layer. Don't skimp. Let the paste sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. During this time, the cornstarch will absorb the grease. You'll notice the paste changing color, becoming yellowish, which is a sign that it's working. After the waiting time, take a damp cloth and remove the paste. You'll see that all the grease comes off with the paste. It's incredible to see. After removing everything, wipe with a dry cloth to finish. The benefits of this method are interesting. First, it's safe because cornstarch is a food product and has no chemicals. If you have allergies to cleaning products, this is a perfect method for you. Second, it's cheap. A package of cornstarch costs only a few reais and lasts for many cleanings. Third, it works very well on old stuck-on grease, the kind that other products can't handle. Cornstarch has the power to penetrate and loosen the dirt. And there's more. This method doesn't scratch anything because cornstarch is mild, so you can use it without fear on any type of surface. One thing I learned testing this trick is that it works best on grease that is still a little damp or sticky. If the grease is already very dry and hard, you can spray a little water on the area before applying the cornstarch paste. This softens the grease and allows the cornstarch to work better. Another tip is to use a soft brush to scrub the paste after it has been on the cabinet for a few minutes. This helps to loosen the dirt even more. And look, if there's any paste left over, you can store it in the refrigerator for a few days and reuse it. But ideally, it should always be made fresh, because then the absorption power is greater. This method is great to do once a month as a deeper cleaning, and it combines well with the other techniques I've already taught you. You can, for example, do a weekly cleaning with water and detergent, and once a month use the cornstarch paste for a heavy cleaning. This way, you keep your cabinets always spotless. And don't forget, after cleaning, always dry the surface well. Moisture is the enemy of the kitchen because it can cause mold and ruin the furniture. So take care when drying. With these simple tips, your kitchen will always be sparkling, and you'll spend very little time and money. It's all about knowing the right tricks. Tip 8. Cooking oil for polishing. Now let's move on to the 8th secret, and this one has a dual function: cleaning and protecting. I'm talking about using regular cooking oil to polish cabinets after cleaning. It might seem contradictory to use oil to clean grease, but it's not. Let me explain it properly. After you clean all the grease from the cabinets using the methods I've already taught you, the furniture is clean, but sometimes it feels a bit dry and dull. That's where the oil comes in. A thin layer of vegetable oil, like sunflower or soybean oil that you have in your kitchen, will restore the shine, nourish the wood if necessary, and create a protective barrier that makes it harder for grease to stick again. But be careful. You have to use a little and in the right way. I'll teach you. After cleaning and letting the cabinet dry completely, take a clean, soft cloth. Put just 3 drops of oil on the cloth. Don't pour oil on it, okay? Just a few drops. Now rub the cloth all over the surface of the cabinet, making gentle circular motions. The oil will spread and create a beautiful shine. After applying it all, take another clean, dry cloth and wipe again to remove the excess and give it that perfect finish. Your cabinets will have an incredible shine, looking brand new. The benefits are numerous. First, the shine. Shiny cabinets give a feeling of cleanliness and care. Second, the protection. That layer of oil prevents grease from sticking so strongly the next time you cook. It's easier to clean afterward. Third, if your cabinets are made of wood, the oil helps to moisturize and prevent cracking. Wood breathes, and the oil helps in this process. Oh, and one important thing. This method works best on natural wood or MDF cabinets. It also works on Formica, but the effect is not as visible. And never, ever use excess oil, because instead of protecting, you will attract more dirt. The key is to use very little. And here's an extra tip. If you want an even better result, you can mix the oil with a few drops of lemon juice. Lemon will leave a pleasant scent and also help to add shine. The ratio is 1 tablespoon of oil to about 5 drops of lemon. Mix well and use as I taught you. Another thing I like to do is add 1 or 2 drops of essential oil to the mixture. It can be lavender, eucalyptus, rosemary, whatever you prefer. In addition to leaving a pleasant scent, essential oils have antibacterial properties. So besides polishing, you are protecting against germs. This oil polishing method doesn't need to be done every week, okay? Once a month or every 2 months is great. It's more to give that special treatment to the cabinets and keep them always beautiful. And believe me, it makes a difference. Your cabinets will last much longer, they will remain beautiful for years, and you will save money because you won't need to replace or renovate them so soon. It's a small investment of time that brings great results. So write this down. After cleaning, always give that final touch with a little oil. It will make all the difference. Before we continue, let me tell you something quick. If you want to have a clean, organized, and fragrant home without wasting hours of your day or spending money on expensive products, I've prepared a complete guide with easy homemade recipes, a weekly checklist, and professional tricks that really work. The link is in the first pinned comment. Now let's continue with the video. Tip 9. Hot water vapor. This 9th secret is for those who want to clean without using any products. Just the power of nature. I'm talking about hot water vapor. Did you know that steam is one of the most efficient cleaning methods that exists? It's used in hospitals, industrial kitchens, everywhere where hygiene needs to be impeccable. And you can use it in your home too. Steam has the ability to soften any type of dirt, including hardened grease, and at the same time disinfects, because the high temperature kills bacteria and germs. It's a 2-in-1 method. It cleans and sanitizes. Now I'm going to teach you how to do this without having to buy those expensive steam cleaning devices. You will need a kettle or pot with water and a cloth. Boil the water in the kettle or pot. When the water is boiling and releasing a lot of steam, be careful not to burn yourself. Take a thick cloth or a small towel and hold it near the mouth of the kettle so that the cloth becomes very damp with the steam. Do not touch the boiling water directly, just let the cloth absorb the steam. Once the cloth is nice and hot and damp, quickly take it to the cupboard and wipe the greasy areas. The heat from the steam will melt the grease instantly, and you'll be able to clean everything easily. You can repeat this process as many times as needed, reheating the cloth with steam. The benefits are enormous. First, you don't use any chemicals, nothing. It's just water, which makes the method completely safe for those with allergies or sensitivities. Second, the steam penetrates the pores of the surface, cleaning deeply. Third, as I said, it kills germs, so in addition to being clean, it's disinfected. Fourth, steam is perfect for cleaning corners and crevices, those hard-to-reach places where grease accumulates. And there's more. Steam doesn't damage any type of surface, as long as you don't let it get too wet. The secret is to use the cloth only damp, not soaked. A safety tip I need to give you. Always be careful with steam. It can cause serious burns. Use thermal gloves if you have them, or at least a thick towel to hold the cloth. Never leave children nearby while doing this. Safety first. Another tip is to do this method on a day when you have time, because it's a process that requires attention. But the results are worth it. And look, if you have a closed steamer at home, you can use that too. Just point the steam at the closet, wait for the grease to soften and wipe with a cloth. It's even more practical. And a fun fact, this method has been used for centuries. In the old days, people cleaned everything with hot water and cloths. They didn't have all these modern products, and yet the houses were spotless. So we're going back to basics, using what really works. This steam method is great to do once a month, as a deep clean. It combines very well with the other methods I taught you. You can do weekly cleaning with detergent, and once a month do steam cleaning. This way you ensure that your closets are always clean, disinfected, and well cared for. And best of all, you're doing all this naturally, without harming the environment, without spending money on products, and still taking care of your health and your families. It's the kind of thing that once you learn it, changes the way you approach house cleaning. Tip 10. White toothpaste. We've reached tip number 10, and this one is a trick that many people don't know, but it works wonderfully well for specific stains and small areas. I'm talking about using white toothpaste, the common kind you use to brush your teeth, to clean grease stains. It may seem strange, but toothpaste has mild abrasives and cleaning agents that are perfect for removing tough stains. Let me explain better. White toothpaste, not the colored gel ones, contains baking soda and other ingredients that help polish and clean surfaces. When you apply it to a grease stain, these components work to loosen the dirt without scratching. In addition, toothpaste leaves a fresh scent, which is always nice. Now I'll teach you how to use it. Take a small amount of toothpaste, about the size of a pea, and apply it directly to the grease stain. With a damp cloth or an old toothbrush, rub the toothpaste into the stain in circular motions. You'll see the toothpaste foam and the stain gradually disappear. Continue rubbing for about 2 minutes, then take a clean, damp cloth and remove all the paste. Wipe with a dry cloth to finish. The stain will be gone, and there will still be a minty scent in the air. The benefits of this method are interesting. First, it's great for small, localized stains, those that appear out of nowhere and you want to fix quickly. Second, everyone has toothpaste at home, so you don't need to buy anything new. Third, toothpaste also leaves the surface shining. It works almost like a polish. Fourth, it's a quick method. In 5 minutes, you solve the problem. And there's more. Toothpaste works well on various materials, including plastic, metal, formica, and even glass. So if you have a stain on the glass door of your cabinet, for example, toothpaste will solve it. One important thing, always use white toothpaste, the common and inexpensive kind. Don't use those with colored micro beads or the transparent gel ones because these can stain. Also, Don't use very abrasive whitening toothpastes on delicate surfaces as they can scratch. In general, regular toothpaste works perfectly. And here's a tip I learned. Toothpaste is also great for removing those pen or pencil marks that sometimes appear on cabinets, especially if you have children at home. Just rub a little toothpaste on the mark and it comes off instantly. So, in addition to cleaning grease, you have an extra trick for other situations. Another cool thing is that you can use toothpaste to give that shine to doorknobs and cabinet handles. Over time, they become dull and stained. Apply a little toothpaste, rub, clean, and they shine again. It's amazing. This toothpaste method isn't for everyday use because it's not necessary. It's more for those specific situations where you have a stubborn stain that just won't come off. Then you use toothpaste and it solves the problem. So keep this tip in your arsenal of cleaning tricks because one day you'll need it and you'll remember me. And it will work, believe me. It's one of those simple but powerful secrets that makes all the difference in everyday life. Tip 11. Wheat flour for fresh fat. This 11th tip is perfect for those moments when you've just finished cooking and realize you've splattered grease on the cupboard. You know when you're frying something and those little oil droplets fly everywhere? Well, this tip will save you in those situations. I'm talking about using wheat flour to absorb fresh grease. It works similarly to cornstarch, but wheat flour is even more common and easier to find. Wheat flour has the property of absorbing liquids, including oil and grease. When you sprinkle flour on a splatter of fresh grease, it absorbs the oil before it penetrates the surface of the cupboard and becomes that difficult to remove stain. It's a way to prevent the problem before it becomes a big one. I'll teach you how to do it. Right after you notice that grease has splattered on the cupboard while the cupboard is still warm, take a handful of wheat flour and sprinkle it over the stain. You don't need a lot of flour, just enough to cover the area well. Leave the flour there for about 5 minutes. It will absorb the grease gradually. You'll notice the flour becoming a bit sticky and turning a yellowish color, which is a sign that it's absorbing the oil. After those 5 minutes, take a paper towel or a dry cloth and remove the flour. Most of the grease will come off with it. If there's still a little residue, wipe it with a damp cloth and detergent and it's clean. The benefits of this method are clear. First, you act quickly, so the grease doesn't even penetrate and really stain. Second, it's a preventative method, avoiding future work. Third, everyone has wheat flour at home, so it's an immediate solution. Fourth, it's safe, chemical-free, and harmless. And there's more. If you get into the habit of doing this every time you cook, you'll never have that problem of accumulated grease again, because you're always cleaning it up right away before it turns into a crust. A tip I give is to always keep a small container of flour handy in the kitchen, in an easy-to-reach place. That way, whenever there's a splash, you can quickly sprinkle the flour on it. It becomes automatic. And it works not only on cabinets, but also on the stove, on the wall, anywhere grease splatters. It's a universal trick. Another thing I learned is that this method works best with liquid grease, like frying oil. With more pasty grease, like lard, it doesn't work as well. But for regular oil, it's perfect. And look, if you're going to do a big fry-up, you can even sprinkle a little flour on the surrounding cabinets before you start cooking. That way, any splatters that fall will be absorbed instantly. It's a way to create a temporary protective barrier. Brilliant, right? And then you just wipe it off with a cloth and remove all the flour. This method doesn't replace regular cleaning, but it greatly reduces how often you need to do that heavy cleaning. Because you're always keeping everything under control. It's that story of doing a little bit every day instead of letting it accumulate and then suffering. With this simple flour technique, you save time, energy, and cleaning products. And your cabinets will thank you because they won't be exposed to so much accumulated grease. So next time you're cooking, keep the flour handy. you'll see how much of a difference it makes. Tip 12. Mixing laundry detergent with hydrogen peroxide. We've reached the last tip, the 12th, and I've saved one of the most powerful for last. This one is for those extreme situations when the grease is so stubborn and old that nothing seems to work. I'm talking about a mixture of laundry detergent and hydrogen peroxide. This combination is so strong that it can remove even the worst stains, those that have been there for years. Let me explain how it works. Laundry detergent has enzymes and other very strong cleaning agents developed to remove stains from clothes. When you use it on surfaces, it acts in the same way, breaking down the grease molecules. Hydrogen peroxide, in turn, is a bleaching and disinfecting agent. It removes yellowish stains and kills germs. When you combine the two, you have a cleaning powerhouse. But be careful. This mixture is strong, so use it with caution and always test it on a small hidden area of the closet before applying it everywhere. Now for the recipe. Take 2 tablespoons of laundry detergent and put them in a container. Add 10 volume hydrogen peroxide, the kind you buy at the pharmacy, little by little, stirring well until a thick paste forms. The consistency should be like a cream. Now, using a spatula or your gloved hands, spread this paste on the most problematic areas of the cabinet, those with old grease and yellowish stains. Let it sit for about 15 minutes. Don't leave it on much longer than that, because it can lighten the surface too much. After 15 minutes, take a damp sponge and scrub well, making circular motions. You will see the grease loosening. Rinse well with a damp cloth to remove all residue of the mixture, then wipe with a dry cloth. Your cabinets will be unrecognizable. They will be so clean. The benefits of this mixture are impressive. First, it removes stains that nothing else removes. If you've tried everything and nothing has worked, this is your last resort, and it usually works. Second, in addition to cleaning, it whitens. So those cabinets that have yellowed over time will return to being white or their original color. Third, hydrogen peroxide deeply disinfects, killing even mold and bacteria that may be growing in old grease. It's a complete cleaning. But there are some precautions you need to take. First, as I said, always test on a small area first. Some materials may be sensitive to hydrogen peroxide and bleach too much or stain. Second, use gloves because this mixture can dry out your hands. Third, do not leave the mixture in contact with the surface for more than 15 minutes. And fourth, be sure to rinse very well because residues of washing powder can attract dirt. Following these precautions, you will have incredible results. An extra tip I learned is that you can add a teaspoon of baking soda to this mixture to further enhance its effectiveness. The baking soda will help exfoliate and loosen the dirt. It becomes even more efficient. But in that case, reduce the action time to 10 minutes because the mixture becomes very strong. And look, this mixture also works to clean tile grout, stains in the shower stall, and even those yellow stains that appear on white plastic. So it's a versatile product that's worth making and keeping on hand. Just remember to store it in a dark or opaque container because hydrogen peroxide loses its effect when exposed to light, and use it within a week of making it because after that it loses its potency. This last tip is the solution for those difficult cases, those where you are already thinking of giving up and calling a professional. Before spending money on that, try this method. 90% of the time it works. And you feel so accomplished when you see that seemingly lost cabinet shining again. It's an amazing feeling. Okay, now you know the 12 secrets to completely degrease your kitchen cabinets in just 1 hour. Each of these tips has been tested, really works, and doesn't require expensive or hard-to-find products. It's all simple, accessible, and efficient. The most important thing is for you to understand that cleaning doesn't have to be a sacrifice. With the right techniques, with the right products, even homemade ones, you can achieve professional results spending very little time and money. The key is to act quickly, not let dirt accumulate, and use these tricks I've taught you. You've seen that there's an option for every situation. There are gentle methods for everyday maintenance, and there are stronger methods for heavy-duty cleaning. The important thing is for you to choose what makes the most sense for your reality. And remember, you don't need to use all the methods at once. You can test them little by little, see which one you like best, which one best suits your routine. What I want is for you to feel empowered to take care of your home without depending on expensive, often ineffective industrial products. You have everything you need in your kitchen to do a flawless cleaning, so don't let grease accumulate anymore. Don't let that feeling of frustration when you look at your cabinets and see everything dirty again. Now you have the knowledge, you have the tools, and you have the power to transform your kitchen. And when your cabinets are sparkling clean and smelling fresh, you'll feel that satisfaction, that pride in knowing you did it with your own hands, using simple things. And you can be sure your family will notice the difference. The kitchen is the heart of the home, and when it's clean and organized, everything seems to work better. So let's get to work, literally. Choose one of these tips, gather the materials, and do it today. You'll see that in an hour, you can completely transform your cabinets. And then tell me in the comments how it went, which method you liked best, which one gave the best results. I love receiving this feedback because it shows me that I'm really helping you. Before I finish, I want to remind you of something important. If you want to have a clean, organized, and fragrant home without wasting hours of your day or spending money on expensive products, I've prepared a complete guide with simple homemade recipes, a weekly checklist, and professional tricks that really work. The link is in the first pinned comment. It's worth checking out to transform your routine in a practical and economical way. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now and activate the bell so you don't miss any new tips. There's new content here every day to make your life easier. And share this video with that friend, that neighbor, that family member you know also struggles with grease in their cupboards. Let's spread this knowledge so that more and more people can have a clean and organized home without suffering. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Your presence makes all the difference. A kiss on the heart, and until the next video. Bye-bye.